Whew, okay, so mice, possums, badgers. Oh my. Let's get into today's episode. Hey, everybody, my name is D. Wesley, and welcome back to Lazy Brown Productions. Or I should say, welcome to Lazy Brown Productions for anybody that's new, which is still an upcoming channel. I want to say today is another tubi adventure, and we'll be going down a tubi hole where I will be reviewing this thing called Redwall. Oh, actually, sorry. I will be reviewing a show called Redwall. And I've never seen it before. Apparently, it's either novels or child books. Again, I'll tell you the name of the author right here and go from there. But I will say this. I know the author is British, and I can honestly say, I don't know what it is about British people, but they make some good stories. And it's always a dark story. It's very rare that I've seen a British author not make a very dark story. My friend recommended this to me. Shout out to him. So I have to say, it's definitely a good story. It's a good watch. So I would highly recommend going to watch this. It's a good kid story, but at the same time, it's kind of introducing them to, I want to say, different. It's not for the light-hearted children. I'll say that. In other words, it's deep. It made me care about anamorphic characters. But let's go ahead and get started. So Redwall starts with a little mouse named Maiatis. And what happens is Maiatis is running through the halls of what appears to be a monastery, and he trips and falls. And he looks up to see this tapestry of another mouse, a brave hero who started the monastery. His name is Melvin. While he's looking up to it, he hears voices in his head. They talk to him. They talk to him. They talk to him. Yeah. Sorry, Randy Orton. Okay. He looked at the tapestry. He saw that. Holy crap baskets. He started getting a flashback to his old life before he came to the monastery. And before he came to the monastery, this setting looked like it was set in old Europe, and pretty much famine was going around. His family could barely eat. Some rats, while he's about to go and eat or pick up when he was about to go pick up his food, that's when his village was attacked by rats. They destroyed the village. He was able to get out with the help of his sister. His sister helped carry him throughout the journey on her back. And of course, they finished their stipulations, the trials, and everything. And they made it there. Unfortunately, his sister didn't make it. And it's really honestly, that was all within 2 minutes, or I want to say 5 minutes of the story. And I was like, God dang. Why does sister have to, oh my God. But again, it's a great story. After that, he then went ahead, and you see that he's slowly recovering. The monks and the nuns and everybody who works there were slowly helping him get better. As he was getting better, he eventually shown that he was a very lively child. He had a very indomitable will to do things. Like, he's not scared. He's very courageous. So now we flash back to where he's at. And when we flash back, we see that one of the monks come up to him and say, "Little Maiatis, what are you doing?" And so he tells, "Well, friar, I heard voices." And he's looking at him like, "Okay, boy, you gone crazy. You sure you good, mama dude? Okay, you good?" So they go through a conversation, and you see that his goal is to eventually one day be a knight, but the monk or the father tries to pretty much say, "There's no need for that." So we see as the episode goes on, that, like I said earlier, he's a very, not rambunctious, but he's a child with energy. He's courageous and the true makings of which we all would say a warrior, a knight. So it fast forward to he catches a fish. After he catches that fish, he then proceeds to, well, actually, not just him, it was another monk and him caught a fish. Once they caught that fish, we then fast forward into the night time where everybody's having a big party, everybody's eating their meals, everybody's feasting. It's a really nice scene of camaraderie, and you see the prayer that they all give. Towards the end, we see that the father monk tells one of the cooks, says, hey, listen, I need you to prepare something for Matthias. I believe that's his name. I got it wrong a couple of times. I might have gotten it wrong. He told him he wanted him to prepare something for Matthias's friend, Cornflower, and their parents. So they go ahead and the cook prepares it. They set out with the badger and they head home to Cornflower's house with her parents. Matthias is with them. And as they're traveling, they start hearing the sounds of what appears to be bandits, or I want to say it would be the rats, which are the bandits. And they quickly hide. And as they're hiding, they're trying to figure out what's going on because they just heard rumbling and it sounded like bandits and they want to be careful. Upon that, that's when Matthias sees the bandits come through, aka the rats, and he see that, at least Matthias, he sees, holy crap, I remember that guy. And everybody's like, you okay, Matthias? He goes, pretty much no. So, because Matthias remembers them from, he's the ones that attacked the village. After that happened, they get their stuff and they head back to the monastery, which is Redwall. Lo and behold, that's where the bandits are headed to. So, once they get back to Redwall, they explain what's going on, what happened. Matthias tries to tell everybody, look, these guys can't be trusted. I know because they burned down my village. We should show them no mercy. You know, he's getting wild up. And the nun that is the badger, she sits here like, good one, Matthias, you right. I like her. So, So after that, we see that they eventually come to Redwall and they knock on the door of the gates. Or actually, they don't knock on the door, they yell out. And they sat there and say, hey, listen, I want to parlay with you. I want to talk with you guys. And Matthias speaks out and says, hey, we don't want y'all here. Get out. Again, like I said, he's a courageous thing. He's a courageous child. He's not afraid. Actually, I take that back. He's the definition of true courage, of being afraid, but doing what is right. So when that happens, they sit there and say, well, you know, we're just lonely travelers wishing to parlay. And so the father monk, okay, he does the stupid thing of, he goes like, okay, well, only a couple of you guys can come in and you gotta leave your weapons at the door and you cannot come in. He then goes to tell them to draw down the bridge once they show that they put the weapons away. The rats are now scheming, saying like, hey, do you want us to get a hostage so that way something goes left? And the main rat sits here and says, fool, did you think I fear children and old men? And so the lead rat takes one of his people, goes into the monastery, underestimating them. And when they get in there, they pretty much yell out and tell them, look, y'all got a few minutes before I level this whole place. And if you want to stay safe, you will forgo everything and give everything to me. So the father monk sits up here and says, how dare you come in here threatening us? And Matthias, your boy Matthias, steps up and says, you get nothing. I hear you tell me you get nothing except for pretty much my foot in your mouth. And that's when the nun honey badger steps up and says, that's right, you tell him, Matthias. And she lays on him, like she beats the crap out of him. And once she does that, they realize, might be a little harder than I thought. But for some reason, the main rat gets, I want to say, bewildered by the painting of the Night Martin. So eventually they leave. Well, actually, they get kicked out, the rats. And the king rat sits up here and tells one of his thing called Shadow to go capture the mural of Martin. So after that, we then see Matthias look at the painting of Martin, or sorry, look at the mural of Martin, and he truly is enamored by it. And his friend, Sunflower, comes out to him and says, hey, what you did, it was great. And Matthias has doubts, and that's when the friend told Matthias, listen, Matthias, they were scared because of your righteous spirit. They were afraid because you are good and you are a solid person. So with that in mind, he says, I hope so. They hold hands, and it then pans out to whatever credits they have. Again, I highly recommend this. Go watch it. This is one of those gemstones on Tubi. I would give this a fire watch. In other words, this was solid. This was great. The ratings in the description below, but of what I mean by fire watch. So definitely sit down, watch this. Great show for all ages. Has a good plot. It sets itself up seriously, and this seems like a series where it's gonna be hard to fumble. With a great start like that, I could truly say that this is a hard thing to mess up overall. But maybe I'm just overhyping it. Please tell me what y'all think, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.